Hello students, welcome back. Today we are going to start with the second session of civics, that is diversity and discrimination. So let us elaborate with some of the topics regarding discrimination and diversity. Let's start with it. Hello students, welcome back. In the first session we have learnt about differences and prejudice, that is in chapter 2, diversity and discrimination of civics. We have also learnt about how we differentiate people, the rural people, and how we find ourselves very superior rather than the rural people. We have also seen about prejudice, like it means to judge other people negatively or see them as inferior, okay, which is again one of the negative point which we carry into our life. We have also seen about how we create stereotype. Fine. Now students, there are two activities for you. In the textbook page number 14, we have one activity based on rural people and urban people. We also have one activity on page number 15, that is some of the statements we have to arrange based on the stereotypes present. Okay. The stereotype statements are for girls and boys both. You have to just make a note of these sentences in front of or below the both the sections, that is girls and boys, etc. Okay. And for rural and urban people, you have to just tick mark about what particularly suits for that particular two categories on page number 14. Okay, these are the two assignments for you, and you need to solve this assignment into your textbook, so that during the doubt clearance session we will be asking you certain questions on that, and I want to see who completes it and who gives this type of proper answers. Okay, this is just a study regarding the prejudice and stereotypes what we are having into the society. Basically we don't think much about these stereotypes and prejudices, but yes, somewhere behind the mind, somewhere these things are stick to us and we start following them knowingly, unknowingly, and later which becomes very dangerous for us to cope up with this type of problems. Okay, we have also seen in the last session about stereotype regarding some of the children who are not able or who are not of that particular potential rather than us. For example, children with special need. Okay, prior the term was called as disabled, but now as per government rule we have totally changed this term as children with special need. Yes children, if we see any handicapped child nearby to us, do not ever stereotype that particular child. He is not being disabled by his particular choice, or it was not his particular wish. Okay, it is that accidentally or due to what we can say false time, this has happened with him, and we should involve this particular child, and we should cope up, we should mingle with this child so that he will feel better. Okay, and you have to take that step towards that particular child and see how many changes can happen with this particular boy or the girl. Okay, now about stereotype, when we fix a particular person into one particular image is called as stereotype. Okay, we also have habit of calling some children as dumb or lazy, etc. Okay, now what we are exactly doing is somewhere we are thinking in a very negative way, and some of the special qualities what that particular child is having, we are totally dominating that particular qualities. We are also we are reducing the morale of that particular child, which is not actually good. Okay, some of the special qualities of that particular child are maybe very good than us, very best than us, but the thing is what we are doing, because of we are stereotyping that particular child, then we are really dominating him, we are losing his particular confidence. That is not actually good at all. Okay, do not fit any people into one particular pattern or type, etc. Okay, stereotype affects us all, as they prevent us from doing certain things that we might otherwise be good at all. Okay, nearby to us. That is the reason why children, God has made us all different, with different skills, with different qualities, with different purpose, etc., and that makes us united. Okay, if you are not skilled in any particular work, and other child uh, is really good into that particular work, then give that child a chance to do, because here what happens is, along with you he is also learning and you are also learning, and together with that particular bonding you will create a best example of united India. Okay, here on the screen we have one example of traditional gender stereotype. These two things are about the feminine, that is female and male stereotypes what we are having. Okay, now these are certain qualities of uh, both the genders, male and female, where we can see like few examples are, we have females are not aggressive, males are aggressive, then females are dependent, males are independent, then we have females are home oriented and males are worldly. Females, they easily get hurt emotionally and males do not get hurt emotionally. Female are kind, male are cruel, female are verbal, male are analytical. These are few examples what we have into our mind regarding some of the stereotype about these two genders. Okay, now one small task for you is, children, you can ask certain questions based on this particular stereotype to your parents or your grandparents. Just ask them certain sentences. Okay, for example, you can ask them ki, dad, just tell me that who are dependent, male or female. Okay, who are more kind, male or female, and just jot down which answers you get into your book. Okay, this is one particular task for you, and we will get ample of thought processes, or we can get ample of answers, different answers. Here also we will be able to see diversity into different thought processes and different answers what we are getting from our own parents, our own grandparents, etc. Okay, so just complete this task and later we will discuss about it. Fine. The next topic is about inequality and discrimination. Now here I want to explain you that these two terms are totally different. Okay, these two terms are totally different. Now inequality and discrimination, now the thing is, both are dependent on each other. Okay, unless and until there is inequality into the society, discrimination is not created, and unless and until discrimination is there, inequality does not exist. Okay, discrimination happens where people act on their prejudices and stereotype. It is we people who start stereotyping, and that is the human act. Naturally or coincidentally or purposely, this act is being done by the human beings, and which starts creating discriminations. Okay, other people, the person who is opposite to you, he is not inviting you to discriminate him, he is not inviting you to stereotype him. Okay, it is us, because of small silly reasons we start discriminating that particular person, which is not actually good. Okay, here we know some of the reasons based on discrimination, that is religion, we have language, we have region, and we have economic background. Now these are the major reasons in the society what we follow, which are the reasons for great discriminations. Okay, based on that I can say key difference between diversity and equality. First we'll clear this topic, which is in bold letters, that is this difference between diversity and inequality. Now here, children, this again are two terms, as we know, inequality, but diversity is nothing but difference, and difference does not means inequality. Difference is like difference. Okay, all are different, all children are different. Okay, all are diverse. Okay, but it is upon the teacher that whether I should be equal to them or I should create an inequality in myself against these children. Okay, so even if the children are diverse, even if the children are different, it is upon the teacher, or it is upon one particular person about how much we have to create inequality. Basically we should not create inequality, because all children are same for a particular teacher. Okay, and for us also, as we are different, our thought processes are different, So we should not create any inequality in between us. Okay. Now here I want to mention one point is religion, language, region are the matter of diversity. These are totally diverse. For example, everyone's religion is different, everyone's language is different, everyone's region is different. So these are different things. Okay, here we should not create any inequality based on religion, language, region, etc. But somewhere economic conditions are is the most important parameter, is the first priority which has been given somewhere in the society, where we start discriminating that particular person based on the economic background. Who has told us to discriminate that particular person? Who has told? If his economic background is not good, then it is not his mistake. Okay, he is earning, he is living, he is contributing to India, our country, where we are also contributing. Yes, the level of contribution is different, but yes, we are all working for a country where we can live in a very peaceful way. If we start discriminating based on economic background, if we start discriminating based on religion, language, reason, etc., then what is the use of living into this particular country? Okay, and how can we stay unitedly then, rather than living in this particular way, being discriminated and being stereotyped? Better it is ki we will, better it was the time when Britishers were ruling us, to be very frank. Okay, those days were the golden days of India. Okay, Soni Ki Chidiya, the theme itself tells us ki how India and the people of India and the Indians used to live together in unitedly and in diversity, etc. Unique. Okay, that makes us, our country, a golden country, a perfect country. Okay, now some people may experience both kind of discriminations, economic as well as cultural. Okay, so this happens with us also. Now today we are living in Maharashtra, it's okay, we are following one particular language, it's okay, and we are Maharashtrians. But tomorrow it might happen ki tomorrow it might happen that you might leave your particular state and you can go to different state due to transfer. So somewhere if you go in that particular mode, for example, if you go to Kashmir, or if you go to Kanyakumari in that particular place, or Kerala, there if students start discriminating you or stereotyping you based on all this economic background or language or religion, then just imagine how will you feel. Okay, very bad experience we'll be having. Okay, fine. So here there is one picture which shows the diversity of India to the left side, and to the right side we have inequality. You can see in inequality picture there is one slum area and there is one huge building behind this slum area. So this shows economic background to us. Okay, one such building which is of great height, which is built by rich people, and on the other hand economically background people are living in the slum areas. So this is one type of inequality what we are having. But to the left side we are having a picture of diversity. Okay, this pyramid we have discussed prior. This is about the caste system during the Vedic civilization, that how people were discriminated or how people started dividing people into different categories, and then this created a stereotype in such a way that today also we have lot of inequality. Okay, caste system outcome of age old belief of underestimating certain works. For your kind information, students, none of the work in this particular country or the people who are processing that particular work is low or high. Every work is equal. It depends upon how we view that particular work, how we see that particular person working over there. Okay, and it is upon our thought process that what exactly we think of that particular work. Okay, it is never high or never low. Okay, the Varna system what we have discussed, that is Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra, these are some of the Varnas what we are having into the society, that is totally dividing our humanity, it is totally dividing our country, and which is again very dangerous to the peace of our country. Lowest class people, they were called as untouchables, and their exploitation by the higher classes or the higher caste used to take place. Today also somewhere these things are happening, and as I've told you that we are staying in the 21st century, these things have to stop at some instance compulsory. Compulsory. Okay, I'm focusing on this word because we are in modern age now. Kindly remove this discrimination, kindly remove this particular varna system from your mind, and only follow one single religion, that is humanity. Okay. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, one of the greatest leader of India, he also belonged to the scheduled caste. He belonged to the Dalits category, but being such, he is the first person in this particular caste. Okay, at the age of 9 years in 1901, he had a great contribution for our society, for India. He is the greatest person, hats off to him. Okay, he had fought against the injustice which was happening to the Dalits people, which we now call as scheduled caste. Okay, he is the person who drafted the constitution, the rules and regulations which are following for us, which are for us. Okay, the government rules, the government laws which are working for us today, as you are sitting into your house, as you are in the school, as you get education, as you travel, as you roam around here and there, as you watch a movie, as you go into one of the restaurant and eat food, hygienic food, etc. Each and everything has a law, each and everything has a government, and that is being drafted by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, one of the legendary person in terms of the government of India. Okay, there is one small story based on him, one small experience what he has shared when he was very small, and how he was discriminated based on his particular caste, etc. The story starts on page number 19 and ends on page number 20. Okay, somewhere in Muslim community also we have seen, that is on page number 18, that somewhere some Muslim girls were not allowed to get education. Okay, and that was where they have to kindly look after the household work, etc. But in our class, if we have some Muslim girls, and if they are sitting and taking education, then hats off to the government, hats off to the law of the government, which has changed the mindset of our people, saying that yes, each and every child is very special, even if he or she belongs to any caste, any religion, etc. But yes, he has the right to education. And when this particular stereotype was removed, that Muslim girls or tribal people will not get any sort of education, when it was totally removed, then everyone started getting education, no matter where the place, no matter where the village, or no matter where that particular person used to stay. Okay, education has reached to that person at right time and at right age, and that is the reason why students in this particular 21st century, we can see how much growth, how much we have developed our country by considering both the genders working together, getting education together. Okay, now here striving for equality, yes, Indian freedom struggle includes in itself two freedoms. Okay, and that means we are struggling for two freedoms, children. First freedom was from the Britishers, that we have been independent, but the second freedom is about inequality, where we are still struggling. We are still struggling a lot, and that is very bad. Okay, struggle for the Dalits, struggle for the women, struggle for the peasants and tribals, etc. Why then? What is the use of getting this independence? Why we are celebrating 15th August as Independence Day? If we are not able to solve problems of the Dalits, women, peasant, tribals, then what is the exact use of getting such type of freedom? Okay, then better, as I told you, that Britishers were better than us, that exactly they were ruling on us, and we were totally living in equality. We were following humanity that time, and after we have got independence, then we have totally forgotten all these things. How is it possible? Okay, after the Indian independence, Indian constitution was brought into force on 26 January 1950, and this is the reason why, children, we are celebrating 26 January as Republic Day. okay, because we have accepted the constitution, we have brought it into force. That means we have started using the rules and regulations which were drafted by the legendary Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar and his team, okay, and we have started accepting it on from 26th of January 1950 itself, and that day is celebrated as the Republic Day of our India, which is one of the special day again. Okay, the Indian Constitution of India, this is the preamble, this is the cover page of the Constitution of India. This book is equal to the Granth Sahib. This book is equal to Gita, Quran, Bible, etc. This consists of rules and regulations. To the right side you can see the Constitution of India. This is the preamble what we are having. Okay, each and every textbook is having this preamble of, you can check out in your textbook, you will be having this, which has some certain rules and regulations which are present. Okay, we have your justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. Now we are not going much deep into this particular topics. Later in your higher studies you will be having this one by one, we are going to sort them. Okay, but this is one of the page which tells us about the Constitution of India and how it works for us. Okay, the Constitution of India, all people of India are treated equal before the law, abolition of untouchability, practicing it is a crime, freedom of occupation we are having, we respect the diversity, India is a secular country, we have responsibilities of the government. Then in spite of the arrangements by the Constitution, inequality still exists in India. This is very bad. People's struggle and positive actions by the government can help in bringing equality. All these points we have totally discussed. One more point I want to focus is, we are not following untouchability. We are not practicing untouchability. It is totally been abolished from the society. And if we practice this untouchability, if we practice some of the negative things, then yes, rules and regulations are in place by the government, and for that reason you can be a reason of making a crime or attempting a crime. Okay, if you start following untouchability, then you are a criminal and you will be applied certain law and you will be put behind the bars, you will be in jail. Okay, this action and these rules are there in the Constitution of India. This is the picture of the making of Indian Constitution. These are the legendary people. In the center you can see we have Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar, who has been sitting. He is the drafting person of the committee. He has drafted, he has made certain changes into the rules and law, etc. And there were total 300 people who were totally engaged into making the Constitution, the rules and regulation of India, which was again one of the best thing regarding this. Imagine, children, once we got independence, these 300 leaders and 300 people who were totally the learned people in terms of law, they started making the Constitution, they started writing the rules and regulations. So the education what you are getting today, the best education which you are getting today, the best food which you are getting today, as you are living in a very secure place, these all rules and regulations were written by these 300 people. Those days in the 1947 or 1948 they started writing, and 1950 we accepted that rules and regulations, and still today we are working upon it. And yes, these rules and regulations are getting updated as per time. Okay, now children, this is my kind request. Let's discard the prejudice and stereotyping. Let's respect and celebrate the diversity. These are the two legendary sentences for us which will keep us in a very peaceful way. If we start following this particular things in a negative way, then sorry to say, you will not be living into peace, neither I, neither the society. Okay, and we all will get disturbed and our future will be totally into darkness. Okay, I end up my session with this beautiful two sentences, and thank you very much for listening to me. Thanks a lot.